Sunday, good morning YouTube. Punta lang tayong Fatima Antipolo. May nakaschedule tayong free clinic for our charity cases. So habang papunta tayo ng Fatima, case discussion muna tayo, episode 2. We have a case of a 33-year-old female admitted under the gynecology service. Ang admitting impression was complicated UTI and mixed vaginosis. Ang referral sa surgery services regarding the ultrasound findings of acute calculus cholecystitis. When I got the referral, syempre ang discussion focused on the history. Apparently may 1-year history na ng epigastric pain. Actually diagnosed na before with calculus cholecystitis or gallstone by ultrasound. Now focusing on the history of this admission, yung history ng patient started 4 days prior to admission, and ang presentation is epigastric pain with fever. I think the fever was more than 38 degrees Celsius. Ang question now is, which came first? Nag-epigastric pain ba or nag-abdominal pain ba? Then, saka nag-develop ng fever? Or, nag-fever ba muna before nag-develop ng abdominal pain? Importante kasi sa atin yun. The first scenario, abdominal pain ba followed by fever. In some cases biglang magjo-jaundice. Parang it points to a possible surgical problem. On the other hand, yung second scenario, nag-fever ba muna or nagkaroon ba ng flu-like symptoms followed by abdominal pain? It looks like pointing to a medical condition like infection. So paulit-ulit na nag-take ng history dito sa patient, hindi ma-clarify kung alin ang nauna. So sabihin na natin same nag-present, abdominal pain, epigastric pain with right upper quadrant pain and fever. Then with a history of 1 year ago pa nakakaranas ng abdominal pain. So, mukhang surgical ang problem. We reviewed the workup. So, by imaging, by ultrasound, ang nakita is signs of acute cholecystitis. So, gallbladder, merong solitary stone na sub-centimeter, meron ding pericholecystic fluid. There was mention of minimal ascites around the liver or around the area. So by imaging mukhang acute cholecystitis. Yung other laboratories niya, WBC count is normal. I think it's around 6. But the CRP is elevated or positive. Other laboratories, medyo elevated lang ang direct bilirubin, and yung amylase niya slightly elevated lang din. The rest is okay. Well, patient was admitted as a case of complicated UTI. So may konting blood and infection sa urinalysis. They did the transvaginal ultrasound. Ang nakita is hydrosalpinx sa left. So we saw the patient. May physical examination, wala namang clinical jaundice. Focusing on the abdomen, kapansin-pansin lang sa abdomen is there's a direct tenderness sa right upper quadrant area. The rest of the abdomen is soft. Negative for Murphy's sign. Ang impression namin during that time was acute calculus cholecystitis. So we scheduled the patient for laparoscopic cholecystectomy, possible open. So eto na ngayon na nangyari. Patient was placed under general anesthesia. So we started by placing the umbilical cord. Then we inserted the scope. Pagpasok ng scope, we were surprised of the findings. Sabi ko, hindi ito cholecystitis. Intro findings namin, we noticed on all quadrants presence of seropurulent material. So ano ngayon ang gagawin? No? We entered thinking it's cholecystitis, but upon insertion of the scope, ibang nakita, and syempre we did not proceed immediately with cholecystectomy. So ano ngayon ang gagawin? Looking at the intro findings, what are the possible differential diagnoses? Ang unang pumasok sa isip ko, is it a neglected appendicitis? Going back with the history and computing for the Alvarado score of the patient, Alvarado 3 lang siya. Pero bakit ganun? Seropurulent material were seen on all quadrants. Okay, so ang primary nila sa isip is baka ruptured appendicitis. So we talked to the patient's relative and we asked for a consent. Instead of doing laparoscopic cholecystectomy, we need to convert to exploratory laparotomy. We immediately converted to a midline incision and did exploratory laparotomy, thinking it might be ruptured appendicitis. Eto na ngayon, upon checking the appendix is just congested. Hindi siya picture ng appendicitis na would cause massive seropurulent material all over. Ano na ngayon ang next? We immediately check the pelvic organs. Buti na lang naka-standby yung gynecology service. Ang findings similar din with the appendix, parang reactive inflammation lang. So we proceeded with exploration. Upon opening the lesser sac, pagkapako ng pancreas, the pancreas is enlarged and medyo hard. So doon pumasok sa isip ko, slightly elevated na amylase, baka it's pancreatitis. With the history of gallstones, it's possibly gallstone pancreatitis with infected ascites. So, ang ginawa namin, we cleaned the peritoneal cavity with saline wash. We proceeded with cholecystectomy, and we also did intraoperative cholangiogram. Preoperatively, MRCP was done, which was normal. But intraop, since we're thinking it's gallstone pancreatitis, we did intraoperative cholangiogram pa rin to document na walang problem sa biliary tree. We did cholecystectomy, IOC, pero during cholecystectomy, we noticed na parang may white deposits sa area ng hepatoduodenal ligament. Ang question during that time, ano kaya ito? Is this saponification due to the pancreatitis? Pero naisip din namin, hindi kaya ito TB or what you call miliary seeding, pero ibang itsura niya. Ang ginawa namin, we took specimens for biopsy. Dalawa lang naman yan. The biopsy will tell us if it's saponification or something else, or baka makita TB infection pala. So aside from cholecystectomy and IOC and the biopsy, we also performed appendectomy. Why? Baka kasi post-operation biglang mag-complain pa ng abdominal pain yung patient. So we decided to remove the appendix for that reason. We finished the operation by placing GP drains on both sides. Then the procedure was ended. The patient tolerated the procedure well naman. So post-operation, uneventful naman ang aming monitoring. Ang napansin lang namin post-op, nagkakaroon siya ng episodes of fever. Cleared naman ang abdomen. So eventually the patient was treated for pneumonia and was sent home. Nandito na ako sa Fatima, touchdown. We'll do the free clinic first, then continue with our discussion later. Hello again. So kakatapos lang namin mag free clinic. Marami naman kami nakitang variety of cases. So we'll do this again next month. Uwi muna tayo. Balik tayo sa case discussion natin. We're talking about a case of 33-year-old female initially admitted under gynae service. Admitting impression was complicated UTI and mixed vaginosis. Was referred to our service due to acute cholecystitis. We did laparoscopic cholecystectomy. Yun lang, iba ang nakita intraoperatively. Instead of doing laparoscopic cholecystectomy, we converted to exploratory laparotomy. And based dun sa findings nga natin kanina, we ended up doing cholecystectomy with IOC, appendectomy. We did the peritoneal lavage and placed 2 JP drains on both sides. Yung post-operative course naman was uneventful surgery-wise. Patient was able to recover. Yung diet was progressed. JP drains monitored, that's removed, and napauwi ang patient with antibiotic regimen. Tinirit din siya for pneumonia. Now, after 2 weeks, patient was readmitted again due to fever. And doon ngayon nakita, upon review of the histopathology report of the gallbladder, appendix, and the soft tissue taken from the hepatoduodenal ligament, it turned out to be a case of gastrointestinal tuberculosis. It's a case of extrapulmonary tuberculosis, specifically GI tuberculosis. In fact, iniisip din was baka may genitourinary tuberculosis din. So very interesting tong case na to. In fact, case was presented during one of the department's conference. One of our residents, Dr. Marla Hablo, presented the case. By the way, thank you nga pala, Dr. Hablo, for providing the necessary images and pictures needed for this discussion. Na-present yung case sa Grand Rounds. It was attended by several services from the internal medicine, from the gynecology service, from the pathology department, and I believe pati anesthesiologist kasama dun sa conference na yun. The case was well discussed. I remember nga yung IM specialist natin si Dr. Harold Iturralde, he mentioned na yung tuberculosis infection is considered to be a condition na pwede siyang maging great mimicker. Other terms siguro, great imitator or great masquerader. So, basta TB infection. So, maraming na-discuss during that conference. There was a question, is it necessary to do surgery for such cases? Maybe, yes. If yung case siguro did not present with abdominal pain, like benign ang presentation, nakita lang sa imaging na may ascites, pero no indications na magsasabing surgical ang abdomen, pwede sigurong hindi mag-undergo ng surgical procedure Pwede sigurong percutaneous drainage lang ng ascites, then mag-request ng necessary lab test. Doon ngayon papasok yung mga necessary tests to diagnose infections like tuberculosis. Pwede kang magpa-gene expert. However, this case kasi, as mentioned kanina, we were thinking na ang problem was acute cholecystitis and may indication for a surgical procedure, kaya nga ang na-propose was laparoscopic cholecystectomy. Nagkataon lang na iba ang nakitang intra findings, kaya ang points to consider here in such scenarios na you went in for cholecystectomy tapos iba ang nakita mo, Ano ngayon ang next step? What will you do? I think naman yung ginawa sa patient, yung ginawa sa case was acceptable for the reasons I mentioned earlier. So, part of the discussion also is ano nga bang dapat gawin for extrapulmonary tuberculosis, or for our case, GI tuberculosis. So management would include anti-COX medication. So locally, meron tayong recommendation from the DOH for extrapulmonary B management. We can say that it's a case of TB peritonitis also, which is a sequelae of GI tuberculosis. So TB peritonitis. Ang TB peritonitis has three types. First is the wet type, which is kung ano yung nakita natin sa patient. That's the most common type. Second type is the fibrotic type. Ang presentation naman yon usually may mga omental masses or bukol-bukol ang presentation, or peritoneal thickening. The third type is the dry type. Ang presentation naman nun is small bowel adhesions or parang scarring ng bowels. It can also present with lymph node irregularities or lymphadenopathies ng mesentery. So three types: wet type, fibrotic type, and dry type. Management depende, kasi GI tuberculosis, TB peritonitis can present with different complications. Pwedeng obstruction, pwedeng bowel perforation, pero yung surgical management depends on what complication ang present. But in general, tinitreat lang siya with anti-COX. So that's our case for today. I hope you learned something new with our discussion. Uwi muna ako. Thank you for watching.